Good evening. You're welcome to yet again another bulletin of Business Today. Thank you so much for having joined us tonight. I'm Ruan Nahabwe together with Winnie Zanakauchi for the sign language interpretation. Before we get right into it, here's a quick look at our headlines. Coming up in Business Today, MPs contend with Trade Committee report. Ministry of Trade staff to be interdicted as Geraldine Sari, former PS, are implicated in violating standing orders. Telecom giant Airtel offers 20% equity to public as 8 billion shares are issued. IPO linked to UCC's NTO license obligation, among other factors. Siatini, Uganda Coffee Development Authority, Ministry of Trade and Baristas weigh in on the coffee value chain. Regional approach, soluble coffee, fair pricing noted as driving factors. Thank you for joining us once again on Business Today. Now, Airtel has become the second telecom company after MTN to be listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange, following the initial public offering that has seen 8 billion ordinary shares issued, representing 20% of the company's equity and to be bought at 100 shillings per share. Uganda Securities Exchange and Market Regulator CMA observe the development as a mileage to growth of the capital markets as the company eyes more capital and liquidity to the founders.
Airtel is the latest and 11th domestic listed company on Uganda Securities Exchange following today's initial public offering. Capital Markets Authority has showed faith in the listing as 8 billion ordinary investors. Birungi presents it as an opportunity for local participants.
The scale and progression of Airtel Uganda's growth and the exciting prospects for the Ugandan economy have set the stage for this IPO, the completion of which will fulfill the requirement that the company list on the USE by the end of this year. The initial public offer or IPO will see up to 8 billion existing ordinary shares of the company, representing up to 20% of the company made available, and the value of this will be 800 billion shillings. The size of the offering is in keeping with the regulatory requirements of the USE and a demonstration of our commitment for supporting the development of the Ugandan stock markets.
We believe that the IPO is one way of allowing Ugandans to participate in this success. And the IPO is here. We promise that we'll be able to do that. And the IPO is going to give an opportunity to Ugandans without differentiation from across the spectrum.
In the national telecom operator license that was issued to the company in July 2020, running until June 2040 by Uganda Communications Commission, going public through an IPO was mandatory, just as it was with the renewal of MTN Uganda's license that saw listing on the exchange in 2021. Concern has always come forth with the under-subscription, a factor Paul Wiso highlighted.
This is a new opportunity for investment on the exchange. IPOs are always looked at in Uganda with mixed feelings, majorly because some have performed very well, others have had challenges, others have performed well, but in terms of secondary market trading, have not reacted to price as many people do expect. I'll just make one clarity. The company is listing 40 billion shares on the exchange and offering 20% to the public.
With the all-share index market capitalization standing at 16.6 trillion shillings and the local market capitalization at 7.2 trillion, Addition of the telecom giant on the exchange is considered extra mileage as the exchange anticipates growth beyond the 11 local companies so far. Ivan Tivenkana, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Thank you, Ivan Tivenkana, for that report. Now, more in Business Today. The Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development has tasked Financial Intelligence Authority's incoming Executive Director, Samuel Wandera, to work tirelessly and drag Uganda out of the grey list before the end of January next year, as previously drawn by the Financial Task Force. The charge was thrown following Sydney's Asuwa's term as Executive Director of the entity coming to an end and just 2 deficiencies remaining. Samla Hanifa has more.
Government established Financial Intelligence Authority body in 2014 to help combat financial crimes like money laundering and financing terrorism. Since then, the task body has been struggling to fulfill its mandate, and as we speak, only one requirement is pending approval of the Financial Action Task Force, and hopefully by September this will be implemented.
I'm confident that basing on what the URSB has done, it has addressed the concerns which have been raised by the Financial Action Task Force on the weaknesses or gaps which existed in the registry to ensure that we meet the FATF standard of having beneficial ownership information in place which can be accessed by law enforcement agencies on a timely basis. That has been done, the registry has been created, and information has been made available. Each of the law enforcement agencies has appointed a representative who can access this information timely.
According to the State Minister for Finance, Henry Musasizi, the President is concerned about the slow progress of getting Uganda off the grey area list, which makes it difficult for other countries to freely transact business with Uganda, and so he tasked the new ED to make sure the country is compliant by the end of January next year.
Are quite challenging. We are fighting to get out of the grey list, which we must achieve at an earliest opportunity, but not later than January this year. So that will be your task number 1. You also come in when the threats of money laundering are increasing, so you need to also deal with that.
The incoming ED acknowledged the need for the task force to up its game to fight crime in this digitalized economy, because now criminals have access to the fintech technology which they use to do illicit financial flows. He has, however, committed to getting Uganda to the blue list of Financial Action Task Force.
This is a digital era. A lot of financial products are now digital. It has both benefits because it is now easier to move funds within and out of the country cheaply and fast. However, as you are aware, the criminal world has not stayed behind. They have also jumped on these fintechs to advance their criminal networks. However, as the Financial Intelligence Authority, most of these fintech companies are accountable persons as per the law. Therefore, we work closely with them to ensure that the loopholes which could be utilized by criminals are addressed.
Most countries do not want to do financial transactions in countries which are high risk of money laundering and other financial crimes, including terrorism financing. Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Now shifting our focus to the Entebbe-Lagos route, The Ministry of Works and Uganda Airlines are going hard on expanding aviation routes in an attempt to boost trade and travel. From previous developments that involved secured route to Mumbai, lobby for one to Djibouti and negotiations for that to the UK, the Minister of Transport has lobbied Ugandans to effectively utilize the national aviation carrier with a route to Lagos set to start next month. Samuel Chirimunda has more.
Uganda Airlines is going to open the route to Lagos in the near future. I think we're around 15th, 19th of the month of September. We hope to have an inaugural flight into Lagos. We think that that will help a lot in terms of connection, because one of the challenges of our continent is connection on the continent. Especially people who have traveled, you know how it's very difficult to connect in the West African sector. Many times you have to fly to Europe before you connect to East Africa. So we think this is going to be a very productive route, not only for Ugandans who are trading in West Africa, but also for our West African friends, especially the Nigerians, who may want to transit through here, going either to Dubai or to Mumbai, since we are also about to open the Mumbai route, and also to Guangzhou in China.
Moving on, members of parliament have overwhelmingly supported outcomes of the Trade Committee report recommending interdiction of all implicated officers at the Ministry of Trade in the misappropriated funds from the former Permanent Secretary Grace Choda to the current Geraldine Sali and her team. According to legislators, the quoted names have cost the country billions of shillings in a short period of time due to a financial squeeze. We have more.
The investigations, which started from 5 billion shilling supplementary budget, which was meant for renting space, opened a Pandora box for so many anomalies, violations of Public Finance Management Act, corruption-related issues, among others. While presenting the committee's findings, Honorable Mwini Mpaka informed Parliament that billions of shillings have been lost in Trade Ministry due to negligence of people mandated to run this ministry.
Grace Adong Choda be investigated by the Inspectorate of Government and the DPP with a view of prosecution under Section 11 and 20 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2009 for initiating a request for a supplementary budget worth 8 billion for rent of new office premises at Kingdom, Kampala by the Ministry of Trade based on personal conviction and sentiments that Farmer's House was dilapidated and unfit for occupancy in contravention of Section 45 and 79 of the PFMA 2015. The PSST exercises his authority under Section 11(2)(g) of the PFMA 2015 to withdraw the appointment and designation of Ms. Geraldine Sali as an accounting officer for Ministry of Trade in view of her failure to control the regulatory and proper use of money appropriated to a vote in regard to the procurement of renovation works in contravention of Section 26(1)(f), 26(1)(fa), 26(1)(j), 26(2)(b) of the PPDA Act 2003.
The report angered members of Parliament who requested Inspector General of Government, Director of Public Prosecution to start investigations into the matter right away to bring justice for taxpayers' money.
Mission of the chairperson of the committee and the benevolent concurrence by the minister. I think there is nothing defensible here. There is nothing to defend, even if you are a good defender. You would end up scoring in your own net all the time. Because the key principles in management have all been flouted. Environment without authority, embarrassing procurement. What else would we talk about? This was a contract for infrastructure development, then you have procurement of supplies like laptops. I mean, who do you explain this to?
According to legislators, the 11th Parliament committed itself to fighting corruption to the dot, and that should start from Ministry of Trade.
I rise here to thank the committee.
Nobody has eaten money. It should be gotten out of the record.
I withdraw. But you see them coming.
No.
You see? Madam Speaker.
Withdraw that statement.
I withdraw.
What do you withdraw?
Right Honorable Speaker, if we were this playful, I think this is not the time to play and joke. When the honorable members, Chairman BCU, can you listen to Ross? Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Of a government ministry, and that could easily apply across government. Systemic failure of operations of a government ministry. So what does that mean? That means we must go back to the drawing board on government procedures, processes, regulations, and so forth.
What surprised Parliament, even the line Minister of Trade, Francis Mwevesa, confirmed that the committee's findings are true, an indication that he was well aware of the corruption within his ministry.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I would like to thank the committee for the good work you have done in playing your role of oversight. We all have a duty to fight corruption in this country, and my ministry will be working with other authorities to take action on the recommendation by the committee.
The minister responsible, whom I expected to maybe say we are not guilty, he said we are guilty. Even when you have few things to highlight, you will just give up. For instance, I wanted to at least commend this lady, Geraldine, for saying we stop renting, at least rehabilitate the offices.
I listened to this report very well because procurement is a field that I studied and learned very well. It goes without a saying that whatever happened in this ministry was not by mistake. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they wanted to achieve. However, my concern here is that procurement is a process, and whatever happens as a process, where was the minister in all this that was happening?
Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
That aside, in a bid to boost household incomes by fostering savings and financial inclusion among women Member of Parliament for Rwanda District, Honorable Proseya Kampulira Begumisa has initiated a prosperity project for women where 700 million shillings will be utilized. The project aims to create and support village saving groups, providing them with opportunities for economic growth. Norbert Ndiamhachi has more.
The newly initiated community-controlled Prosperous Rwanda Women Initiative is said to allocate funds amounting to a cumulative 700 million Ugandan shillings with 400,000 to 480 villages to foster resource management skills, collective saving, and unity for collaborative success. Still, training will be partaken in Kagunga Parish across 18 villages. Expansion includes Mirundi and Kashambia villages in Monjera Parish.
We are giving them a seed capital of 300,000 and 100,000 to help them in the monitoring of their growth, which approximately per village is 400,000 with 480 villages. I'm doing this as a woman member of Parliament to see that I help my women. For quite a long time I've been studying in different countries. In Kampala, when you go to other regions, you see how they work, how united the women are. So I thought as a woman member of Parliament, it's high time I also bring my women together and see how to motivate them to work together as a team.
Susan Mwesije, a SACCO tutor, issued a clear call to all members, urging them to refrain from default on their commitments if they wish to witness the growth and success. Mwesije further underscores the significance of unity and inclusivity in order to realize the potential benefits of this initiative.
No wanyaga village yon no tanyaga zawe no wanyaga village kana bwe mwana mbamanya ngo bariyo mugume mbaguze zawe zibabikiremo
Those things of people defaulting have an impact on the circles. The moment one defaults, the whole village will be affected. Please, if you know anyone who is a defaulter, let them take their money. Someone having savings of 20,000 Ugandan shillings expecting to get a loan of 100,000, yet they are known to be defaulters, is unrealistic. Akampulira also underscores climate change as a significant force inspiring the program. She notes that the district has grappled with numerous challenges stemming from the adverse rains and floods plus the ongoing drought. These environmental shifts have prompted the initiation of the program as it seeks to address and mitigate the impact of the community.
This is all being caused by climate change. At the end of the day, the biggest factor is climate change. Climate change has destroyed everything. And as leaders, we must focus on how to help our women to manage and capture climate change.
Musimentali Stetuka and Hope Banturachi, residents of Kangungu Parish in Bufundi Sub-County, have come forward donating sustained difficulty to access finance to cover their basic needs. To them, creation of village-level prosperous Rwanda Women Circle will significantly alleviate these challenges. This has helped us because we are able to get fees for our children, and with these loans, we plant sorghum, which we sell and buy basics. We have been having a difficulty in agriculture, but now with this money, we can get a loan and rent a field to plant our crops, thus getting us something for our families. By offering accessible and affordable financial support, the Prosperous Rwanda Women Initiative seeks to empower individuals to embark on ventures that contribute to their economic growth and the well-being of their households. Norbert Nyamhachi, Mase Katsime for Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Thank you, Norbert Nyamhachi and Mase Katsime, for that report. We will now take a short break. We still have more. Stick around.